Are you in the market for a new crossbow and you're looking for durable, has the ability to cock and decock, and third, maybe it's a little easier to maintain than some of these elaborate wheel and string bows that you look at and think, if something goes wrong there, I'm gonna be up the creek. Well, this may be your answer, Excalibur. More specifically, the new Rev X. So stay with us and we're gonna show you from unboxing all the way to operation. All that coming up today on Trinity Wild. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. So this of course is how it looks before it's built. So just like the other crossbow videos, we're gonna unbox it, lay it out so you can see every single part, show you how to build it, show you how to operate it, then we'll sight it in and start having some fun with it. Now this is the first Excalibur that I've shot in a long time. I've always been a big fan, but with this redesign, especially the crank system, man, you can't go wrong. This is a great setup. So let's get started. So here's everything unboxed. Scope, it's an Overwatch scope, comes with a set of scope rings, but then some adjustable scope rings in case you run out of eye relief. You can get a little bit, you can move your scope forward or backward. Big old sticker. I always love to have a big sticker. And then your bolts. Now they call them quills. These are not a normal 20-inch bolt. These are a 16-inch bolt. And if you look, all the vanes are the same color. Why is that? Don't have an odd one. Well, if you look at the knock, this is not a half moon knock. This is a flat knock. And then that little notch right there works with this trigger mechanism as a safety. Manual, and then your limb dampener, string dampener. This goes on your limb. We'll go through how to install that with your alcohol pad. Riser limb string dampeners, and then your barrel. Internal crank system. Your crank handle goes into the buttstock just like that. And that's your whole barrel system. And these are your limb bolt, and I forgot what that's called. I'll look it up again. And a couple tools in case you don't have enough Allen wrenches. If you're like me, you got them everywhere. And then your whole quiver setup. It'll go on the left or the right side. The way this is set up is to go on the right side of your crossbow. Super simple to swap over to the other side, but we're just going to leave it like that. Your bracket, screws, and that's it. So let's go ahead and put it together. So first thing I like to do is put the limb assembly on. And it can't get a whole lot easier than that. I mean, you slide it on, no cables or anything to have to worry about to go underneath. You got your barrel nut, slides in that little hole right there. And then you drop down your bolt and then tighten that up. And that is it. All right, so let's put on the quiver bracket. See, you got some kind of a little divot there, and that's where your screw goes into. Just slide those in. Again, comes with an Allen wrench. Your quiver bracket's going to screw right into those holes right down there. Again, this is set up to put it on your right hand. You can set it on this side. For your left hand, you're just going to have to adjust your quiver. Not a hard thing to do. I'm just going to set it up the way it comes just to make it easy. Also, just to note, when you go to register your crossbow, which is very important for your warranty information, right here is your serial number. All right, now let's install the exact fit. This is just a little extra string dampener. I'm gonna show you a little bit of a trick how to get this on. You're gonna need to cut it out. So with this one, I'm gonna cut down the red line. That seems to fit fine for this one. So the best way to install these is go ahead and begin that cocking process. So push the forward lever down. We'll go through this a little more in depth in a second. Lock it onto the string. I'm gonna go ahead and put like 3 turns, 1, 2, 3. What that's gonna do is bring that string up off that limb a little bit and allow us to slide that string dampener inside. Of course, we're gonna take the alcohol pad, we're gonna clean that off really good. Peel off the sticker. And slide that flat part right up to the edge of where the string notch is. That's going to put you right where you need to be. Line that up down the limb and press. Now repeat for the other side. And lower the string back down. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I believe
I should have cut those on the blue. If you see here, I'm getting a little more contact than I want. So I may have cut that in the wrong spot. I'm gonna have to go back and look. But for right now, for what I've got, it's fine. But you can see it's making a little more contact than I want.
So let's go ahead and mount the scope. Now I do like the fact that it comes with these adapters. I have rarely found the need to use them. Where I'm gonna put my scope normally is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the front and slide that back. And you can see that front one is sitting right in that last groove. So that's where eye relief usually works well for me. If you're gonna need more, you can use that scope, that adapter that's going to be able to slide you forward or even backward. Now you do have a little bit of play where this is. You just have to loosen your scope rings and slide it up or back. So you do have a little bit of play there. Then to finish tightening it down, you're just going to need a flathead screwdriver. So let's move on to operation, cocking and decocking. And again, this is as simple as it gets. That's why one of the reasons I love this crossbow. And this whole brand of crossbows is just, I mean, it's just pretty simple. So if you look here, your cocking handle is right here in your buttstock. You're gonna push the little button down, lift it up, and slide it right out. From here, your full draw latch, this little latch right here, you're gonna push that down, and as you take your thumb and you push that down, that's gonna release the trigger mechanism. It's gonna slide, you're gonna slide it all the way down until you hear it click onto the string. Unlike other crossbows, as you cock it, when it comes back, it's going to click on safe. This is not going to do that. So once you get it down here and click, I'm going to put it on safe. So that's this little engaging. I'm going to engage the safety here before I begin to cock it back. There's our cocking handle right into the crank, and then we're going to crank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is when I hear the click. Now how I'm cocking this, again, save your comments. I know this is not how you do it. Put it on the ground, put your foot in the stirrup. I'm doing this so you can see it. So you see here, it's come all the way back. Now, I'm going to back wind. 1, 2, 3. 3 back winds. Take my cocking handle out, slides back down into the buttstock, locked in. Take my bolt. Now again, there is no odd feather. Most of the time we're going to tell you on a crossbow, odd feather goes down. All the vanes are the same color. And that's because with the Excalibur bolts, the knock is flat. And then behind the knock, you can see a little notch that's cut out. That's for the Ceasefire anti-dry fire. Any vane down, slides in, slides under the bolt retention spring, slides all the way back. Again, keeping your hand in front of where the string is going to basically end up. If I always keep my hand in front of that, you're going to be fine. Where you're going to have trouble is if you get your hand back in here and this thing accidentally goes off, you're going to lose some fingers. We want to keep everything up front. If the crossbow were to accidentally discharge at this point, where I've got this crossbow sitting is not good. Plus, if it accidentally goes off, it's going to scare the bejeebers out of you, but you're going to be safe as long as your hand is up front. Keep it out from back here behind where the string is going to end up. And you're ready to go. All right, the hunt is over. You didn't take anything. You didn't take a shot. So now let's decock the crossbow. Remove the bolt. Gonna put that again. Put that on the ground. Put your foot in the stirrup. Don't sit it like I've got it here. This is not a good place to sit a crossbow. We're gonna remove the cocking handle. Now we're gonna take up our slack. 1, 2, 3. And as we do that, now we're gonna push down on the full draw latch again. And as I'm pushing it down, I'm gonna crank and it's gonna release. I'm gonna feel it. Actually, I'm gonna put it on the ground. You may not be able to see it as well, but I am gonna put this on the ground so I can get my thumb to the latch, because it takes a little bit of tension here. So I'm gonna push down as I'm cocking the crossbow, and I'm gonna feel that I'm gonna feel that latch release. Okay, no further than that. Now I'm just gonna begin to back it down, and you'll see now that the string is coming down.
Go all the way down. And you're done. Take your handle out, put it back, and you'll notice how this handle is shaped. It slides just like that and slides back down into one way. It goes in easily, the other way it won't go in easily. And she's ready to be stored. You can leave this. You can leave that trigger mechanism locked on that string all day long. It's not going to hurt a thing. However, if you want to release it, Excalibur has made this super, super simple. If you'll see, there's a little bitty hole right here. On the trigger mechanism, you're going to shift it to fire, and then you just lift that button up. That's going to release the trigger mechanism from the string, and then you can just reel it back in and start all over again. And while I'm thinking about it, if you're getting some good out of our content today, go ahead and hit that like button for us. That's really going to help us out. Or if you know somebody who's looking at possibly buying a Rev X or looking at some Excalibur crossbows, share this with them and maybe it'll help make a decision. We really appreciate it. So now let's go through the entire process, start to finish, and fire the crossbow. So we'll push our latch. Trigger mechanism goes all the way down. You'll hear it click on the string. Now, slide it back to safe. Pull our crank handle out, put it in, foot in the stirrup, and crank it back. And then right there at the end, you'll hear that tiny click, and you're done. Load the bolt. Click off safe and fire. So I purposely left something off there. Did you catch it? I bet you did. After I cocked the crossbow, what did I not do? I did not back wind 3 times. Now I did that to show you there's nothing to panic over. All you got to do now is go back and do the part you forgot. Remove your crank handle. Insert it. And back wind 3 times. Take it out, and you're right back where you started from. So when you push that release latch down and nothing happens, that's what you did. You forgot to back wind, and that's all that is. There's a brake system in here, and you're releasing that brake to allow your trigger mechanism to come down onto the string. Now the Rev X is rated at up to 400 feet per second. Let's run a few bolts through here through the chronograph and see what we come up with. .402. That's 10 feet per second difference. That's not normal. And number 3. .392. So 392, 402, and 392. Huh. A little odd. Let's throw the 402 out and do one more. All right, bolt number 4. 387. So I think the 402 may have been an anomaly on the chronograph because we've got 392 twice and a 387. So I'm going to say we're going to set this speed dial at 390 and then begin the sighting in process. Well, now we got our speed calibrated. I got her pretty much sighted in. I'm not going to bore you with that whole process. Let's see how we do. 20, 30, 40, and 50. Before I start this, I want to apologize for the lawnmower noise in the background. That's what happens when you like to shoot videos outside in your neighborhood on a pretty afternoon. So here we go. 20 yards. At 30. At 40. And finally, 50.
Not sure what happened there. I see what happened now. I'd say we're dialed in pretty good. Okay, so this brings up a great point. When you get these high-end crossbows that are accurate, like you just saw, out to 50 yards, when you're sighting it in, you know, a lot of us, we shoot our bows and we want to shoot that tight group. Let me caution you against doing that with a crossbow. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles here to shoot at. Use all 5. If you shoot at the same one, you see what you're going to get. Now, it's kind of cool when you go back and look at it on a video, or you shoot that and you go, look, I Robin Hooded a crossbow bolt. Yeah, that's great. You just wasted $40 worth of crossbow bolts. So don't shoot at the same dot with a good high-end crossbow. Move them around. Your target will last longer and your bolts will last longer. But I gotta say, that was pretty cool. Okay, losing light here, final thoughts. MSRP on this, $17.99. So I know you've probably already figured this out by yourself. Restringing this crossbow takes no time at all. I'll show you in another video how to restring the crossbow. It's really not difficult. But if you have an ounce of prepper in you, Excalibur is the one you want to go with. Not only are they easy to change, but to change the strings on a normal crossbow, you're talking about $140, $150 for the set of strings, sometimes more. Along with the labor, it's going to cost you $40, $50 to install them, and you're going to be without your crossbow while you leave it at a shop. This, it's not necessary to take to a shop. Restringing this crossbow is about a 5-minute process. So let's just go back to the beginning. Durable? Absolutely. Cocking and decocking is a breeze. And if you ever forget how, it's on a sticker right there on the back. So how can you go wrong? And finally, number 3, easy to maintain. You can get a stack of strings for what it would cost you to restring a normal crossbow. Now, Excalibur is a company based out of Canada. Super easy to work with. Warranties that I've had issues with, never been an issue with the company. They replace those limbs, they replace things that need replacing with no questions asked. Now this, again, this is your high-end Rev X Excalibur crossbow that again retails at $17.99. I'll put the link in the description below of the whole Excalibur lineup, so you don't have to spend $1,800 to have the top of the line. Well, thanks again for watching us today. Hey, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button if you like our content and you want to see more. You got new Matthews bows, new Hoyt bows coming out soon. We're going to be doing reviews on those. Got a couple other surprises coming down the road. And thanks for watching today. Now it's time to get outside and get wild. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks and God bless.